Hello, and welcome back to another edition. This ain't that. This ain't that. Okay, I am back, and today is my self portrait tower card, Death and Other Things, because that's what mine gave me. And I will be doing some reading. I find it better always when I write out anything. And I don't want to forget anything. And here you go. So, I healed myself. I'm my own guru. And some people may ask, oh, well, what is a guru? What does guru mean? G-U, means dispeller, to dispel. And ru means of darkness. So, I am the dispeller of my own darkness. When you start seeking, you're not alone. We are not alone. Uh, the universe and other energies assist us in seeking. I had to realize how sensitive I am to life, what kind of feminine energy was flowing through me, energy period, but feminine more so. And feminine energy has nothing to do with skirt or dresses, makeup, any of that. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. Um, excuse me. It wasn't the death that took me down, it was my lack of understanding and lack of acceptance. Um, I had no clue how or why things were so sad and so very ugly. Um, and it was me, not the situation or the circumstance. And I take full responsibility now that I understand. Um, I only read tarot for myself as of right now. And honestly, it's not really something that I vision myself doing for the masses, unless I'm told otherwise. And I'm still learning and working on interpreting and heeding the messages I'm getting. You might ask, oh, who are the messages coming from? So I call on my ancestors, known and unknown, spirit guides, and ascended masters, and you know, I ask them for help. I ask for clarity. I ask for understanding, and I've had quite a few people pass on, so I got a squad. Gang, gang. I, I've acted like a complete idiot, a complete ass at sometimes, and I'll read myself, the, the next day, and they'll call me out on it. I feel like they be ready, like, and when I am in alignment, I'm encouraged. I You get both. It wasn't that it didn't matter that I believed or not. I just wanted clarity, and I opened myself up to the possibility of divination by way of these cards as a tool. Keyword tool. It's taken me years to start reading myself. I never set out to do any of the spiritual practices that I do and use these spiritual tools that I do. I just went with the flow. You know, I go with the flow now, and I allow myself to be led by me. I listen to me. When I listen to others, I failed. I failed. Now I listen to me and I win. And I'm happy and I'm joyful and I'm blissful. And I dance all by myself. Um, But I sit and I meditate and I chant, and then I'll get up and go outside, and before I know it, because I've quieted the chatter in Jamie's head, boom, an answer. Or sometimes it comes later in a different way, but it always comes. You have to, again, pay attention and be looking for it. If you ask, it's just like asking somebody for any answer. You're not always getting one, given one, right away. Uh, Sometimes you have to wait. Patience. I'm still working on patience. um, and this is exactly how these cards were manifested. Period. I knew I wanted to work with canvas, but I didn't know what was going on. I just knew what I wanted to do. And I knew it years ago, but I didn't have these practices in place. But, and after and since I looked up and realized, oh, wait, this is how I could tell my story. I can give a whole sequence, with these cards. And there's there's no need to use tarot cards to receive, and hear divine intelligence. It's not necessary. It's just one way, i.e., the tool. Sitting still, quieting, this mind, Jamie's mind, meditation will lead and heed the same results. Um, my spirit was waiting to answer me. Yours is too. Ours is waiting to, answer us all these difficult questions. It has the answers, and it'll guide you. And my spirit, our spirits, want us to be in line for higher purposes. Notice I didn't just say purpose, because now that I'm looking at myself and paying attention, I'm finding that it wasn't a purpose that I was looking for. Um, it's now turning into several purposes. And that's just as of today, you know. Who knows what the future brings? I'm open for it. I'm down with whatever, and I noticed that as I merged with my spirit, I moved further and further away from Jamie. And what Jamie came with is old thoughts, habits, ideas, compulsion, and unconscious patterns and cycles. And when I started to notice the cycles I was going through over and over again, I began to see things, in a different light, my light, not Jamie's. Jamie is just the vehicle, you know. Jamie's just the computer. And when Jamie does the driving, buckle up, click of the ticket fast. But Spirit's a pro. And I find that I'm more joyful when I let my spirit shine and drive. Just let it take the wheel. You let ourselves take the wheel. Not God, not Jesus, not this, not that. You know, you. Not this mind, not this body. The you. Who's who? The who of who's who. And my experiences where I've listened to Jamie and spirits are drastically different. This experience of becoming life, of being life, is where it's at, period. Even when tower moments happen, especially when tower moments happen. Um, After so many tower moments, I've learned that I had to heal myself. We have to heal ourselves, seek out ways to nurture ourselves, and most importantly, forgive ourselves. Uh, we have to forgive ourselves. We have to nurture ourselves. I had to heal myself from not just the circumstances and situations, but my mental that followed. My mental played the biggest part. And we have to do all these things because the suffering don't seek. Again, the suffering don't seek. You got to come up, rise up out of it. Um, I was so far gone. I didn't want to understand shit. See, suffering don't seek. Nope. I was tired. You ever hear somebody say, I am tired? I heard my mom say, I am tired. And, you know, being empathic, I not only heard her, I felt it to my core. And I was like, oh man, I never want to get there. And then I found myself sitting on the bed, in my best friend's house. It's like, I'm tired. That same tired my mom was. Um, but the second I said, okay, and opened up and started actually seeking out the truth, not someone's version of the truth. Um, it showed up. It showed up, and I must confess, showed out. But it showed up, and I felt that divine energy flow in, and I flowed with it. I flowed with it. I still do. And I started making conscious moves, researching, reading a lot, writing everything down, and just staying curious, staying open, not coming to any conclusions about anything. And, if you experience someone to say, I know everything, they're closed. That's the conclusion. And it's detrimental to the truth. It's seeking it. We can't receive and be closed. If you try and get something from someone and they're trying to hand it to you and your arms are crossed, nobody's about to, force feed anything. We're not babies out here. This video is not for the babies. I started making conscious move and I started questioning everything. And when I say everything, everything, all the way back, everything. Why is my favorite question. And now that I understand that there is no such thing as death, only energy and that transforms, it's allowed me to commune, honor, and celebrate my ancestors' lives in all new ways. I used to dread holidays, anniversaries, birthdays, all the normal stuff. And with having so many people pass on, it was like, it's like every other day. It still is. I just don't suffer from it. That's being the difference. The difference is my perception and understanding. And those two things don't allow me to feel that anymore. They don't, my, no, no. I feed them. welcome them to come work out with me, which really helps because I be hot and tired. I sing and dance with my ancestors and spirit guides with my mind and heart.